right? And how did that make you feel?
That it was unfair.
So the issue is unfairness. Perfect. Now the intention is we're going to let go of the feeling of unfairness. Yeah? The injustice of it, like it's not fair. Because you've done so many things right and now there's one mistake that you made. Oh my God! Okay. Perfect. So let's talk about it. Okay. You got the ticket. If you just kind of think back to that day. We don't want a client to relive an incident. It's not necessary. We just want the limbic system to be tapped into just a little bit, just enough, because that's where the memory is also being held and the emotions. Right? So when you feel that feeling of unfairness when he gave you that ticket, what else did you feel there with the unfairness? What else was there? Take your time.
Like that I was not deserving it, some, I don't know the word for that.
Like injustice, almost like
injustice, and like also like it was like it's a feeling that I had in the last 2 weeks I had or like in the last 4 weeks even, I had more often that it was like the universe is unfair to me. That's like
There we go.
I don't know why.
Go with that. There we go. So the universe and life is being unfair to you.
Yes, and that's I don't know what to do about that. So there's like a word for that, but I don't.
You feel helpless. You feel powerless.
Yeah. Helpless.
There we go. Got it.
I just don't know what to do anymore. So how should I react to that? Because it doesn't matter what I do or what I feel. I still get like punched in the face.
There we go. There we go. And so when you feel that feeling of injustice and helpless, and it doesn't matter what you do, that you still don't get the results that you want, it still feels like everything is turning against you. What else do you feel?
I just don't know the English word right now. Like hoffnungslos, like desperate, hopeless, and
Hopelessness.
Yeah, desperate, despair.
There we go. Nice. Perfect. So despair is like sadness. Perfect. Okay. So now we have the emotions, and now I'm going to ask you. That's perfect. That was really helpful. Thank you. Thank you. So now when we feel those emotions, okay, where is the home or homes for it in your body? Where do you feel the stress in the physical body?
The area I'm already feeling all the time is like here,
Chest.
and the throat.
Okay.
And I'm also like holding my jaw.
Your jaw. Got it. Okay.
And I think maybe even the stomach a little.
Stomach. Okay. And so when you feel these emotions, is there an instinctive response that you are aware of? And so when you work with a client, what you would say is how does your physical body react? That's a good way to start, and then you can introduce some ideas like, does it freeze, does it hide, does it feel numb?
I would say, but I'm like, I will. I'm looking forward to what you think of that, because I'm thinking like of the surrendering instinct. I know that's like not supposed to be.
That's okay. Yeah.
But it's like, okay, whatever.
Perfect. We are going to add the surrendering here to this. That's perfect. But just before you felt surrendering, if there was an instinct before that, what would it be?
Maybe hiding instinct.
Yeah, perfect.
Maybe even hiding, but I'm not so sure about that. One more?
That's okay, no? Is it hiding? Take it.
The first one was hiding, but now I'm thinking maybe even at least for like maybe 2 seconds, fighting.
There we go, I was waiting for that. Okay. Sorry for the handwriting, bear with me. That's perfect. Perfect. So now we have the emotions. We have it in the body. Now we're going to ask, is there any of these emotions that you feel outside of the body? Is there a presence outside?
Yeah, I
When
think
you feel the emotional stress.
I thought like the feeling was, well, which was on my chest was like more like outside, like if there was like something, yeah, weighing over me or like weighing on me. And with the throat and the jaw, it more feels like both.
Oh, and the jaw as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it's like if it's not like there's something in and something out, but like the same thing.
Perfect. Got it. Yeah. That's great. So let's connect to these soul copies that's in front of the chest and also the jaw. Just kind of get a feeling for a face or a voice or an emotion that's there. Okay. And I'll do this with you. I'm just going to go quiet for 1 minute. Now I'm going to put her in her light. I'm going to ask her to just connect and be playful. If you don't, even if you don't know, pretend that you know. Brilliant way to get someone to actually get an answer is just to say, if you don't know, pretend that you do. And if you did, what would it be? Okay, be playful. And only when you're ready, you can gently come back to me. I have a feeling we might get different answers, but I really would like to share with you, because what I felt with her, with the chest and the jaw, was 2 soul copies, but both actually belong to mom.
Okay.
Mom's anger and her frustration in terms of communicating herself. I don't know how much you know about her childhood, but what I really felt was there was a lot of unnecessary punishment. Unnecessary punishment, and she, and even if she would then cry, I feel that she would either be screamed at or hit even harder. So it's almost like not even being able to get anything out. What did you feel? Okay. Yeah,
Kind of, yeah.
it was intense. I really felt that very intensely. But what did you get?
At first, there was like something else, like in front, like here, and I felt that all morning too. But I don't know if it's like, I didn't get into that, but maybe there's something else. And I just got my father.
Dad. Got it. Did you get an emotion there with Dad?
Maybe feeling overwhelmed, but I'm not so.
That's okay. Perfect. So the soul copies here, I'm just going to make a note here for me, is mom, it's her anger, also feelings of injustice for her. And you said dad was?
Overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed, there we go.
Thinking about stuff, but
Thing is, when a client say to you, I think it's this, I really invite you to prompt them, do you think or do you know? Right? Do you think or do you know? And then they'll double check. Then they'll start getting serious with you as well, because that's an unconscious procrastination. Okay, it's just an unconscious procrastination there. Perfect. So now we have now I have what I need. Are you ready to start the healing?
Yes,
Is that okay?
of course. Yes.
Perfect. Why were you laughing?
I don't know.
Can anyone tell me what they think is happening?
The PT.
There we go, that's okay. How are you?
I feel lighter. And I don't know what to say right now.
And that's perfect too.
Yeah.
How do you emotionally feel? Just feel into your body. How do you feel? How are you? How's hanging?
think I'm good, but I'm not getting an an accurate answer or something. Like it's like more like
Perfect.
fine.
That's called neutral. That's perfect. You're not happy, you're not sad, it's like meh, blah. That's actually the perfect way to end. But you did giggle there a little bit. So let's go back to the white room. Is that okay?
Yes.
Let's go back.
Well, fun then, so.
I know, I like it too. Perfect. And I would like you just to play out that image again in front of you on the screen where you were at the tram. Just get a feel, see or sense. What does that look and feel like now?
I just have the feeling that something's getting in the way or some. I felt like irritated, and now I'm getting a little dizzy, and I'm having a little headache or something. And something is like frightening me, so I'm not really at this. I have the feeling that something else is coming up.
Okay. Like a different emotion, is that what you mean?
Yes, it feels like.
Related to a different situation?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe because something was like in the air, like for like a little bit, and already got triggered today. Maybe
Right,
that's
got
like
it. And what does that feel like?
Oh, not good. It scares me,
That's
and
okay.
it makes me like.
Feeling a little bit dizzy?
Yes.
Okay, so I would like you to really gently come back to me. You're back in the room here in Berlin, sitting next to me.
Okay.
Hi. That's okay. That was an EBGB.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is it gone or is it still there?
It's just a naughty one. It's not bad, but it can make people feel really scared because they benefit from being with you. So of course they're going to trigger all your panic buttons so that you would stop any process that would release them. That's why she felt the way that she did. But the good news is that I have a really cool, funky process. I'm going to teach you tomorrow how to deal with these EBGBs so that you don't have that reaction.
Okay.
So don't worry, but do remember this this moment because it's going to be really good for you for tomorrow.
Okay. And is it like, can I like feel it where, is it like on my body too? Can I make out,
It's outside.
like a cell copy? Like I can see it at a specific part of the body?
If I were you, I would let it be and let a practitioner work with you tomorrow on that. Yeah, just let it be.
Alright.
Don't go poking
I
on
try.
something.
Okay.
Don't create a problem where there is no problem
Alright.
right now, okay?
Alright.
Okay, but let's go back to that train ticket moment, okay? So, but just stay here with me. Let's just talk about that
Okay.
because there seems to be a connection there, but we're not quite with the MAT process quite yet where we throw that in,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Okay.
So when we think about the ticket, that guy that gave it to you,
Mm-hmm.
how do you feel when you think back to that moment? And also just life, life itself, where you feel, think back in the past 4 weeks.
How did it feel in the
Now,
last?
how does it feel now?
Oh, okay. I would say the first thing that comes to my mind is like irritating.
Mm-hmm. Got it. What else?
Something coming up and frustration, maybe.
Perfect. Yeah. What else?
Yeah, like irritation. Don't like in a very confusion
Mm-hmm.
kind of way,
Perfect.
and I think still helpless. Like
Perfect.
I don't know how to deal with that.
Got it. So where in your body do you feel that?
I think like two areas are like active right now. The nose and here like the stomach, the upper stomach.
Here we go. So also when you look at psychosomatically, when you're going to be looking at your cheat sheet as well, that I made a note there, the nose and the stomach, that's mom and that's dad and that's mom. So what I'm hearing is lack of guidance from them and support for her while she was growing up, not giving her, you know, the intellectual resources or options, how to deal with challenges. That's what I'm hearing right now. So if this was a full MIT session, we would have been looking at the unmet need, we'll be bringing mom and dad in, negative associations with having a positive need, all these things would have been thrown in there. But let's work with the irritation right now, because that's what the irritation and the frustration is with not having that positive reinforcement of support in the past. So what I'm also hearing is lack of support. Perfect. Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's do it. Perfect. So, and when we feel also that lack of support and the irritation and the frustration, what is your instinctive response? How does your body respond?
The first word I heard was freeze.
Perfect. Perfect. And that's the perfect answer. Okay. Now, so I would like you now to go into a beautiful light, any color of your choice. There we go. So I stayed with her until I felt her body fully accepted and released. Very beautiful. And Hannah, as you're there in that place in your life, how are you? How are you doing? How are you feeling?
A little bit tired.
Good.
And
It was hard work holding on to that, wasn't it?
yes.
That's the tiredness. It will go away after integration.
And a little dizzy. It's like my head and my back is like, yeah, I could lay down now.
Perfect. And emotionally, how do you feel?
I think I don't know. Something's like, I'm going like, maybe a little numb.
How do you know that you feel numb? Is it neutral or numb?
I'm not sure.
This is perfect because there is a very fine line between numbness and feeling neutral.
Maybe because of the sleepiness, it's like very, because I'm like, oh, I don't want to make too much effort.
That's perfect, yeah. Okay. That's perfect. But emotionally as well, so if we take the numbness aside, what else do you feel?
I don't think I feel something. I'm not sure now because before I wasn't right.
No, you're perfect. Everything is perfect. You're exactly where you need to be.
And I don't know how I feel.
Perfect. Is there anything negative?
And I wasn't really sure, but I asked myself and I got a no.
Perfect. Beautiful. So in this case, be mindful if someone says numbness. Normally it is the neutral state, especially if it's a new state for a client to feel, especially if it's the first time feeling that, it can be interpreted as numbness. Because it's like there's just nothing there, so I don't know what to feel. It's neutral. And that's what you want. Okay, that's a very good end result. Beautiful. So So now what I'm going to do with her is the integration. So now I'm going to, welcome back, how are you?
I think I'm good. I want to drink something.
Perfect, that's good. Body's releasing toxins. Negativity and anger is like a magnet for heavy metals and toxins to that's being held in the body. And the body wants the water to flush it out. That's perfect. Also, one other thing, when she said that she felt dizzy, when a client says that, don't panic. If anything, have like a little happy dance. Because what's happening is that the synapses are already starting to reprogram the messages and there's a slight confusion. Okay? Headache, perfect. Perfect. Active repair phase. It means they had a really big shift. Blood pressure increases for 1 second and decreases again, and it does leave the person with a slight headache that will go away after integration. There's another one, and neutralness as well. Super important. You want them to feel neutral. They're not happy, they're not sad. It's like, I don't know how it feels. I feel like, meh, blah. Perfect. You want that neutral, stable slate.